Hey, good afternoon. This is Wilfredo Aguilar bringing you the word of the day. Um, Today, I want to show you. Um, that the real holiness, looking for holiness. If you really want the holies of holies, if you really want holiness in your life. You need grace. You need grace. We need grace. Grace, because grace is the center. It's the epicenter of holiness. A lot of people, especially like there's one side, will say, "Hey, we don't want hyper grace, or we don't want this grace because grace is they associated with people doing with the wicked one. They associated with the wicked one, meaning people with the wicked one, especially with the wicked one, like somebody who who sins and sins and sins. That's their idea, that it will never change. It would just look to it as an excuse for sin, to practice sin, and that's how they associate it. So they tend to switch from grace to to the law of Moses, and they think the law of Moses is going to give us true holiness. But if you read the Old Testament, you will notice that that is not the law of Moses that gives you true grace, true holiness, the holies of holies. As a matter of fact, the law of Moses points to true holiness, and that is the mercy. That is the grace of God, the mercy of God. So that's what I'm going to show you today. By showing you, you will learn mercy. You will learn holiness, real holiness. So we're going to read Matthew 9:13. It says, "Then he added, 'Now you should go and study the meaning of this verse.'" Wow, Jesus is telling the Pharisees, go and study the meaning of this verse. So he's going to give them a Bible verse. And it says, "I want you to show mercy, not just offer me sacrifice. For I have come to invite the outcasts." Now Jesus is talking back. He's out of the verse. He's telling them, "For I have come to invite the outcasts of society and sinners, not those who think they're already on the right path." So now Jesus is pointing to the mercy. I want mercy. God wants mercy. Jonah got mad when God for the people of Nineveh repented, and it looked like everything was coming down to God forgiving them and not giving them the punishment that apparently Jonah thought they deserved. And so he got mad. Jonah got mad, and the prophet Jonah got mad and says, I knew it that you are a God of mercy. That's why I ran the opposite when you told me to go, because I knew that you are slow to anger and bountiful in mercy. So that's why Jonah said, hey, they're not gonna get punished if I preach to them, if they repent and they So the idea of mercy. Now, here's the important thing. When you think of the holies of holies, so if you want the most holy thing of God, if you want the most holy, you want the mercy seat. That's the mercy seat. That was the furniture, the article. I guess I don't know if you can say article for furniture, but the furniture of the holies of holies was the Ark of the Covenant, and the Ark of the Covenant had a mercy seat, like a covering of the box. So it was like a lid. That was the mercy seat, the holiest of holies. So when Jesus tells them, hey, because they're judging Jesus, the Pharisees were people of study of the Torah, of the law of Moses, they thought they knew the Torah back and forth. They probably memorized it word for word. They probably, I mean, if they lose the Torah, they can rewrite it. That's how good they are. They can rewrite it by memory. So they that's no problem. But the problem was that they did not know. They didn't know how to interpret it. They didn't have any revelation. So when they saw Jesus, based on their concepts of their way to interpreting the scriptures, that wasn't holiness. They thought that was not holiness, because he was actually associating himself with sinners, and that's just not good. I mean, you would I mean, the book of Proverbs actually says that whoever, tell me who you are with, and no, well, that's not a verse of Proverbs, but the company corrupts good manners, good behavior. So by Jesus associating himself with sinners, what they were implying was that Jesus was not gonna be end up holy. They didn't realize that he is holiness. He's not trying to be holy. He is holiness. So instead of him become corrupt, he actually converts, and the other people become holy because of his association with him. So instead of him getting the virus, he cleans the virus. So it's not the other way around. Evil cannot have effect on real holiness. So in a sense, the Pharisees had this phony holiness, where they pretended that they were holy because they were keeping commandments of men, traditions of men, and they weren't really keeping the commandments of God. So they did not recognize holiness when they saw it. As the matter of fact is that what points to holiness, it's the mercy seat. It's not sacrifice. It's not the sacrifice. It's the mercy. It's the love of God. The love of God. So, as a believer, you want to know that the heart of God, the real holiness for our lives, is not our sacrifice. It is the mercy seat. It is Jesus. He is the mercy seat. He is our holy of holies. So when we come to him, we are now in association. When we are united with him, we're in association with the mercy of God, with the mercy seat, and it's not sacrifice. So the holies of holies is not sacrifice. I hope that through this video I can take the veil out from your mind, the veil of the law of Moses, and so that you can see Jesus, through the scriptures. So the holies of holies is not sacrifice. So if you're learning through sacrifice, you're not learning holiness. You're learning something else. You're learning pride. You're learning self-righteousness. You're learning you're learning a lie. What you really need is to look for the heart of God for holiness, and that is mercy. That's why Jesus told them, look, go and learn mercy. And by thinking about it, by observing, it says, hey, maybe we got this wrong. Maybe it's not our sacrifice that God wants. There was a point in Isaiah where God told the people of Israel, I'm tired of your sacrifices, of your animals, of your burnt offerings. I'm tired. It's too much because you're not pleasing me. So people thought, hey, maybe we sacrifice, we can get away with not being merciful, with not being merciful. But instead, they got God angry. They got God angry, and it's because it's not It's not the mercy. It's not the mercy. It's the mercy that really matters for God. That's the real holies of holies. So think about it. You got sacrifice. That's what the law, at least the interpretation of the people that read the Old Testament get through, saying, I need to sacrifice to God. Or you got the mercy seat. And that's the heart of God. That's grace. So in a sense, by you coming to grace, it's not that you're going to become a wicked one, or you're not going to be holy. You're never going to be holy. No, you are entering the holies of holies. You're entering the grace of God. You're entering the only way that we can become true holiness. The other way, through the law, through the sacrifice, it's not going to be, you're never going to be holy that way. You're going to be a hypocrite. You're going to be like a Pharisee. And then by being a Pharisee, you're going to become an enemy of God, because you're going to be boasting in your flesh, in the things that you have done in your flesh. But we saw it yesterday. God calls the weak, the weak, the people, the non-wise people, the stupid people. He calls the stupid people, the non-wise, to shame the strongest in the world, the wisest in the world. So the thing is, you need to come to grace, come to the holies of holies. Look for the real holiness of God. Learn mercy. Sacrifice will not. And this is and today what we're going to read about in this chapter is going to be about that. Through chapter 9 to verse 9 to 17, we're going to read that Pharisees actually telling Jesus, hey, we think you're not holy enough. Pharisees got it wrong, because for John the Baptist, who was the last prophet of the Old Testament, he thought he had a demon. He was too extreme. So he was it whether it was too extreme or too loose. So they thought Jesus was too loose. He was eating with tax collectors. He was associating with sinners, becoming friends of sinners. And his disciples, and one time he says the disciples weren't even fasting. They weren't even showing, they weren't doing sacrifices. So they were missing out. Because the interpretation of holiness is sacrifice. Whether the real interpretation of holiness is mercy, grace. That if you want to be true holy, if you want to have real holiness in your life, you want to be in mercy. You want to be in the mercy of God. You want to be in the mercy, because then Jesus, the mercy of God, becomes your holiness. He will declare you righteous through Jesus. Jesus' righteousness will be your holiness. So I don't think the Pharisees wanted Jesus' righteousness. They didn't think Jesus was righteous. They thought he was too loose. He was actually not doing right by associating with sinners. They probably wasn't. They probably didn't think it was a good idea for him to touch the lepers. Not only because he could become sick, but because the law of God said, the law of Moses says that it was not the right thing to do. But nevertheless, Jesus did it. He touched the lepers, and they were cleansed. So what do you think was going to happen with sinners? They weren't going to remain sinners. In the long run, they weren't going to remain sinners. They were his friends. When he associated with them, they were going to be much better standing than the Pharisees, trying to keep the law. And you got to think about the Pharisees. The Pharisees weren't a group of people that were they were occupied with reading, studying the Torah, but somehow their interpretation or the Torah itself became a veil, and they could not see Jesus. blocked them. It blinded them. It blinded them. It was a spiritual thing that blinded them, and they could not have a revelation of Jesus. They couldn't see Jesus, and because of that, they were not able to receive him, and they miss out on the righteousness. They miss out on the holiness of holiness, which is the mercy of God. So do you want to have mercy? Do you want to be real? Do you want to experience real holiness? Then grace is for you. The grace of God is for you. Jesus is for you, not the law of Moses. It's Jesus, the real holy of holies, the mercy seat. He's actually the mercy seat, the real mercy seat. So we gotta get away from the shadows. The shadows have taken so much importance in our lives, and we're missing out on the real deal, on what the shadows of the prototypes are pointing to, and that is the person, the flesh, the blood, and the spirit of Jesus, of the new covenant. We gotta get the real thing. It's not like we're telling you, look, abandon the law and become, I don't know, something else. No. Abandon the law, forsake the law, and become in focus on Jesus, on his blood, on his flesh, blood, and spirit that will give you life, because this is it. That's where holiness is, in Jesus. So you want real holiness? Come to the mercy of God. Come to learn the mercy of God. Learn that he said, hey, you don't want sacrifices. That's why you prepare a body for me, and I come and do your will. So Jesus replaced the sacrifice. So are you looking for real holiness? It's not sacrifice. It's not sacrifice. I hope this shows you and gets that veil out of your mind. It is mercy. That is the real holiness. The more you learn about mercy, the more you will learn about holiness. Because ask yourself, what is the holiest of holiest? What is in the holiest of holiest? Mercy seat. It is the Ark of the Covenant, but the Ark of the Covenant is not as holy as the mercy seat. And then the Ark of the Covenant has the law of God and the manna and the rod of Aaron, but that's not the holiest of holies. The holiest of holies is the mercy seat, where the cherubims are looking at the blood. That's the mercy seat. So do you want real holiness? Look at Jesus. Look at Jesus. Look at Jesus. Learn from mercy. Learn from mercy. Get away from sacrifice. Get away from sacrifice. Run to mercy. It is always the intention for God to give us, to supply us. When he created Adam and Eve, he always supplied. He supplied Adam a partner. He supplied Adam everything he needed. He supplied it. After he fell, it was, you're on your own, buddy. You're on your own. I can't help you. You are on a sacrifice mode. Now Jesus came, and God is saying to us, hey, get away from sacrifice mode and start going back into the mercy mode. I am going to be your provider. I am going to provide to you what you need. I will supply. So now God is supplying. God is supplying through Jesus Christ. Get on the real holiness, on the mercy of God. I think that does it. So that's it for today. God bless you. Have a great day. Enjoy the mercy of God. Learn from the mercy of God. There's some good teachings about grace. I like Pastor Prince. There's Andrew Womack. I think he there's others, a whole bunch of them. So learn from grace. Brian Simmons is good too. I love his insights on the Passion Translation. I hope he says, I heard him say that he has a lot of footnotes. I wish whoever helps him publish gets those footnotes that he has, so we can get more insights on his translation. I think those are vital. But if publishers doesn't publish them, we don't we don't have them. So maybe you can write an email or contact the Passion, so that they can do those footnotes. Their Bible studies. So that would be awesome, especially online. It's so easy to publish something. I don't know, because yeah, I mean, I think he would definitely do something like that. I think he has a lot of good insights on the Passion Translation. They're amazing. So I call it the Bible of Grace. Bible of Grace. I enjoy it, so I use it. I do use other versions, so I have a lot of versions. I have my logos software. I have eSword software. I have Bible Gateway. I use Bible Gateway. I love it. I wish Bible Gateway had more like a reading plan, so you can get on their I think I'm gonna suggest that to them too as well, so that you can because it's not, I mean, if you can just sit and read one Bible versions, they have all the Bible versions there for free. They got the Passion, they got a whole bunch of translations there available for free. But sometimes, even because they're free, it doesn't mean that, hey, I'm gonna read them. And you need some kind of excuse or tool or something like that. And I think Logos does a good thing with their Life Light, Faith Life, where they do the plans and stuff. And I think with Logos excels, and I probably will spend in the future some money to get all their tools. Is on the, I mean, you can use that for free now. It's where they sync Bible study notes with Bible. And they do great on referencing, so it's great tool for Bible study. So that's it for today. I don't know why I went on ranting, not ranting, but at least giving you insights on what I do, on what tools I use for software. But that's it. That's it for today. So God bless you. If you're on Facebook, like our fan page, share the messages, like them. Go to find our fan page, and like our fan page, because the more likes we have, the more the postings will reach. So we're trying to grow it organically. It takes money if you want to expand it rapidly, or get likes. It takes money for that. So we want to grow it organically, and you can help us by sharing this. Same thing with YouTube. Down the road, when we have some funds, then we can probably do some advertising on YouTube or Facebook. But at this moment, we don't. This is why you see posts on the bottom. It says share the crypto donation. If you use crypto, if you were our website, you can do PayPal. That's why we have that. I mean, because we don't have any funds for this. But if we get funds, we can probably do some advertising and show others mercy, so they can learn real holiness. Because everybody is on the sacrificial mode. So we do need grace, because that's the only way for holiness, and to experience the will of God. So that's it for today. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.